Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming presents our weekly WyoPreps Athlete of the Week honors, and this week's girls winner is Trinity Warner, a wrestler from Cheyenne South High School. And Trinity, first of all, it sounds like you haven't been wrestling very long, but had a wonderful performance at the Cheyenne South Memorial up in Douglas. Take me through last weekend and what it was like for you.
So last weekend at Shane Shadows, I always get really nervous stepping into tournaments and just very doubtful of myself a lot. So knowing that it was a really big tournament kind of freaked me out, but I just told myself like, you got this. Like you just gotta go out there and do what you know how to do on the mat. And I had my coaches and my teammates just telling me like, do what you know how to do. Like we have your back. And that was really helpful to have like the support from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So walking in, yes, a little bit nervous, but after wrestling, like my first match and stuff, the nerves kind of went away. Like it was more of a faster match. So like getting that one done and out of the way kind of put me like at a better place mentally. And so then my second match that I wrestled, who was it against? Oh my. Anyways, my second match after that was a good match too. That one was that one was like my hardest match. It was the first one I had won by points and not by a pin.
Yeah.
And it was against an Eterna girl. So that one was really kind of just set my mind a little straight after that, realizing like, okay, there's more things I got to work on there.
Gotcha.
Being able to take that day to like after that, being able to be done wrestling for the day and having that night to prepare helped a lot too. So I just took the night to, we had a team meeting and we were just talking about like what I could do tomorrow to be better and stuff, because I was one of the only ones that was left for my team fighting for that. And so that was always, like I said, good to have the support from my team. And then the second day, it was just a little bit more nerves because, more of a higher placement. I know I'm that close, so it puts me more at nerves. And after doing it though, and like getting it done and over with and out of the way, it felt really nice to just take that and be able to represent Shane Shadow in that aspect as well too. So
Nice. Yeah, you ended up pinning 3 of your 4 opponents, so something worked pretty well for you, I guess.
Right.
Talk a little bit about what was kind of the strategy or the plan that the coaches had visited with you about in terms of attacking your opponents last weekend.
So last year I hadn't been good at like shooting or taking shots on my opponents.
Okay.
I was very like, I would say intimidated and just new to it. So I didn't want to risk taking those shots. So I think a big thing my coaches have been working with me on and like training me for is taking more shots and just like working more of technique instead of letting my opponent shoot first and defending from there, having more offense rather than defense more. So like me just listening to like moments in the match where they're like, you're down, you got to take your shot, and just having that like burst of adrenaline probably, and just realizing that I need to take more shots. So like taking more shots have been very helpful this weekend. And then just staying behind my opponent and staying heavy was a big one too.
Well, you got it done. Congratulations on the title at Shane Shadow. This is just your second year of wrestling. What got you interested in the sport?
So it originally started that my younger brother Julian was wrestling at the junior high level because he's 2 years below me.
Okay.
And I like, it was kind of like an inspirational thing. Like I had seen him and I was like, that's really cool. Like I could never, like that's gross, like sweaty boys. No, like I would never. And then I had seen a friend that I was in high school with, and he was a wrestler. And he was like, hey, would you ever want to like try a new sport? And I was like, well, I don't do anything during that season. What are you thinking? Like expecting him to be like, come play tennis or something like that. And he goes, would you wrestle? And I was like, oh, I don't know about that. And he was like, well, we have a new like girls, like an all girls now that's starting up, and like we want to start recruiting more females. Would you be interested in that? Like we have another female on the team that's wrestled like guys and stuff too. So like you wouldn't be alone. And so like I told myself, like, yeah, like I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Give me the schedule, got the schedule. And then I went home and I was like, no way I'm gonna do this. Like, there's no way. And so I was like, I'm not a quitter. I'm one of the ones that'll go out of my way to try it. So I was like, I at least have to give it a shot.
Mhm.
Like, I'm gonna try this. If my brother can do it, I can do it. So then I went to practice and like stepping foot into the room, I was terrified. I seen all those guys and I was like, it was hot. I was like, I can't do this. Like, there's no way. And then after getting that practice out of the way, like after that first practice, I knew that it was something that I was very much into. Like, I don't really know how to describe that, but like it just clicked with me. And so
Cool.
first year wasn't the best. It was definitely just more of a learning year for me.
Mhm.
And so I wasn't very confident with myself or the things I was doing. I was just kind of there doing the sport. So then I started going to my coach Ojeda's, like he has a gladiators club wrestling. And I
Okay.
started going to a couple of those practices and just trying to get more exposure to the mat.
Mhm.
And I think that's what really helped me is working one on one with him and being able to get that extra working time in on the mat. And so that helped before the season started. And then this year, I don't know. I'm just fast learner, I guess.
I guess. Congratulations on all the success so far. What are you working on? What specifically are the coaches working on with you? What are you kind of striving to improve as this season goes along so that you maybe are still wrestling your best by the time state rolls around?
Um, Honestly, just pushing myself to like be the best version of me, making sure I'm always in a good mindset. I struggle a lot with that, with like getting down on myself or being too hard on myself. So they've been really working with me on like my mentality and like making sure I just am in a good mind state. And so just being driven to continue working for state and pushing myself at these tournaments. So
All right. Well, it sounds like you're a busy young lady, and thanks for taking a few minutes. But congratulations on our weekly honor for our Wyopreps Athlete of the Week, and best luck the
you
rest of the way. Maybe we'll catch up with you.
right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
We continue talking about our Athlete of the Week honors presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Wyoming. I'm visiting with Brady Cook, sophomore in Lingle-Ft Laramie High School, who had a big weekend and was part of the big weekend overall for the Lingle-Ft Laramie Doggers, who are now the new top-ranked team in our latest Wyopreps Coaches and Media Boys basketball poll in Class 2A. Brady, how do you describe what happened for your squad at home last weekend? Number one, I'm guessing it was nice to be at home, but two, take me through a 4-0 weekend where you guys beat three of the top four teams.
Well, it was pretty good. I mean, playing at home, it's always fun to play. You're the Dogger Dome, but going against some good 2A schools from up top is always it's good. Last year we didn't have the best showing, but this year we just came in, we put our heads down, we just went to work. The two teams that we kind of thought that was going to be a tougher game, we ended up blowing out against Tongue River and Wright, and then the game that we kind of thought maybe would go the same way was Bighorn, and we ended up going into 2 overtimes. So it was a fun weekend though.
What was the key to success, do you think, for the squad last week? And you mentioned putting your head down, but what else did it take to beat those good teams?
We'll just playing together, going rebounding. That was a big emphasis. That those teams up there, they go and rebound. So this week, like Elijah Hatch in our I think Tongue River game. I mean, he just went in there. He was rebounding machine. Ned had a couple of good games, or of going and rebounding. So I mean, it was working as a team, you working as a unit to go just play our best. So.
You kind of get the spotlight, ended up scoring a lot of points, including 41 in that double overtime game. Take me through how'd you go about scoring 41 against Bighorn?
Well, we went back to doing what we've done before, a 2-man game between me and Anthony Arnish. We've been working together since we were kindergarten, so it's just kind of something we've been working on and going. He had 11 assists, so I can't do anything without him. So most of the credit should go to Ant. So.
All right. Well, we'll give him some props too. Was it a lot of pick and roll? Was it post ups? Was it drives? Describe how you were able to work your way to scoring so well.
It was a lot of post ups, just and a little bit of pick and roll, but mainly post ups. Go down, just work inside. Bighorn didn't have too many big guys. They got a couple of them to foul out, so
Okay.
some good stuff. So.
How do you guys build off this momentum? Obviously, it's great to go 4-0. You were at home, but obviously you got to go on the road and have some big conference games coming up here in the next several weeks. How do you guys build on this, Brady?
Well, it's just kind of like football. We go for the next best thing. We just can't be happy with what we got this week. We got to get going. This week we got Lusk, a conference game. Those are the ones that matter. So we just got to keep working. Got to keep working practice and working as a team. So.
Did this weekend, or I should say last weekend, kind of open your guys' eyes in terms of what you are capable of doing when you put it all together?
Yes, definitely. Just rebounded was much better this week. Assists went up this week. So shooting went up this week. So it definitely, things came together a lot better than it did before Christmas. So.
Well, obviously, I think you guys felt like you might have a good year this year, maybe didn't get off to the type of start. So now that all of a sudden everybody knows about the Doggers, how do you kind of keep that pressure off you guys and still go out and are able to relax and play a good game, you think?
I think it's just between us. Our thought coming into this weekend was we want to be the team that people are scared of. We want to be we got to go to Lingle. That's the team that we want to be. It used to be, we got to go to Pine. Crap. So now we want to be that team. So I think that's it's fun to be that team to be scared of. So.
All right. And then what is Coach Cook working with you guys on in terms of day-to-day practice to continue to push yourselves in the right direction?
It's just putting us up against each other. We know that me and I have a guy, his name's Cooper Smith. He pushes me every day. That's how he's physical. That's how I could play big, how I could score 41 points a game. So it's just playing against each other in practice, working against each other to make us better.
Well, congratulations on a great game and a fantastic weekend for you and the ball club. Thanks for taking some time. Congrats on our weekly honor and best luck the rest of the way.
All right. Well, thank you.